or while stocks last. Create and Craft, bringing you deals galore.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're safe and well. It's rather wet and flooding out there, but we are here with you all the way through today. It's flooding in all kinds of different areas. Lots of us found it difficult to get to work this morning, but we are here and we're going to be with you. I couldn't think of another word to say. The country's gone to pot. We're all underwater. No, we're not. Please keep safe and well. It's really important. What I'm trying to say is stay in and be with us here at Create and Craft, because we've now got the one-day special for you, and it's a fabulous deal. It really is. Now, Stamps by Me are renowned for their embossing folders and the detail that they bring in those embossing folders. And we have got a whole collection here for occasions. This is your foreign romance. First of all, we've got a beautiful array of papers for you to use alongside your embossing papers, or maybe create little mini scenes yourself. Maybe just take one of these and place it into a frame and pop it on the wall, because the artwork is absolutely adorable. Then you've got these fantastic embossing folders. You have got altogether 6, and you've got various different scenes all collating together in that wonderful scene of togetherness and marriage. But I'm not alone this morning. No, I'm not. We've got our lovely Toni coming to us live via Skype. Good morning, Toni.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Toni. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You are looking very nice and fresh today. Loving the yellow. Very nice, yeah. Toni. Let's talk about the deal that we've got, and let's talk about those embossing folders, because the detail that you can get from these is quite incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, so new year, new craft. We're going to be bringing you lots of different types of items from Stamps by Me this year, some unexpected items and some quite, I would say this is a niche collection. We often get asked for weddings and things like that, and sometimes as a brand owner, it's really, really difficult to bring you those items, because if they don't sell, well, you know, we're in a little bit of a sticky flooded, should we say. Yeah. So what these bring you is an eclectic mix, and I'm calling them celebrational embossing folders. So these are your HD 3D, and they can be utilised throughout the whole year. So you have family gathering, that beautiful table. I'm thinking a Christmas table. If you have a Christmas table at that at home, you are doing very well. And all sorts of different ones. So it could be anniversaries, it could be a birthday, it could be a wedding, it could be a prom, it could be so many things. And then you have the wonderful Abbey as well in there. So the Abbey can be for a christening, it can be, again, for an anniversary. You could have a wedding. So I've tried to give you designs that you can utilise in more than just the wedding theme. Yeah. So you have 6 HD 3D embossing folders and that wonderful paper collection. And I have got some boards here. Would you like me to show them, Janice?
Yes, please, if we can have a look, because it really show off the detail that you can get. And like you say, Toni, you know, not just for weddings, celebratory occasions. Could be a retirement, could be a christening. You've got various different designs in there that I know, as a crafter and your creativity, you could turn this into a Father's Day card. That one there could be somebody graduating from college, for example, maybe from art college. Someone's done something rather spectacular. They've done really, really well. So lots of scope for different designs. So let's have a look at those boards, Toni.
Yeah, so when you run these through your machine, they're no different to any of the other embossing folders we've brought to you from Stamps by Me. The detail is exquisite. You get detail on the front and on the back as well, and build them in with your stash with the beautiful florals that we bring you from Stamps by Me. They do work beautifully well. So let's have a quick look. So I have some black card, and I've done a chalkboardy effect this time just to show you a difference in our products. So here we have Abbey. So it's a HD 3D. And again, this looks incredible on vellum. So if you run this through on some beautiful vellums, you get this sort of effect here. So if you see here, look at all of that detail. Up to 7 layers of detail with the Abby. This is my all-time favourite. It hasn't changed yet. It'll probably change in a few days. But this is the Abbey. This is a 5x7 one here. And then we have the lovely bride and groom on here. So you can see we have the lady and the gent. Now, the lady can be taken away from the gentleman here quite easily. Just cut away if you wanted to, and you can create a girl and a girl card also. And this is what I love about this collection. It's not just about the guys and girls. It's about the girls and the girls and the guys and the guys. And it's just a wonderful celebratory one. Then we have Cabaret, which is this can be used all year. You could put a family photo in here. You could put a Christmas tree in here. You could create so much with this particular one. I'll just show you it on here, look, so you can see. And this is a 5x7 as well. And then what we did here was we have Jasper. So Jasper's on his own. And I felt like if you cut the lady away here on the bride and groom, Jasper would look like he had one leg. So it wouldn't look quite cool. And I want to be able to create those cards that do guy and guy cards. Like this one here, say, for instance. Absolutely wonderful.
Oh, that looks
so you
great.
can see here. It looks, and they both look really dapper on your engagement as well. So we're ticking all of those boxes this year, ladies and gentlemen, with, you know, moving forward with our craft. So Jasper is on his own, and you can team him up with whoever you want to. So you can see here, this is an A6 one on there. Then we have the frame, which again, yeah, very wedding-esque, but I'm thinking you could put a family photo in there. You could put your scratch and reveal stamps in here as well. You could put a scene in here. You could actually paint a picture and put a big paintbrush stamp if you wanted to.
Oh, that's
so
a great
look beyond
idea.
look beyond what we've actually put forward for you. And then we have my next favourite, which is the wonderful family gathering. Now, if you like this sort of effect with the table, here is one I did yesterday where we added sparkle to the tree and the backs of the chairs onto some dark coloured paper, which is also in the show, and the bride and groom as well. So
Wow.
They are absolutely wow factor. They look quite simplistic in design, you know, when they're on the embossing folders. They are like a line art design, which is different to what we've done in the past. But wow, do they really give impact on your cards with little to no effort. And that's what I love about our embossing folders. But it doesn't stop there. You get the papers, and I'll just do a quick flick, very quick. So you get the Foreign Romance, 7 designs, 21 pages, 200 GSM, 8x8. It's totally uncoated, which means you can paint onto them, stamp onto them. And these are great storytelling papers. And I love cards. And I say every single time, I love something that tells a story. If it's a plank of wood and it's got a ton of grain and it's telling me a story, if it's a magical building, if it's a street with people on, if it's a cafe, I can imagine myself being there. So this is stamped by me through and through, that beautiful storytelling.
Do you know what? It's a wonderful collection, it really is. And I think you can see there through the boards how much scope you've got for creativity when you use the embossing folders. Now, already 30% of the stock has gone. You can buy the embossing folders individually. The papers are not available individually, only available in the whole deal. Now, we've got a great deal for you because we've got a great discount of £19. 023535 is your item number. And if you are a member of the club, of course, you get that extra 10% off. And you've got the choice to pay via Flexi. So 023535 is your item number. All you need to do is tick a box on the website. That opens up your Flexi. It's interest-free payments, and there'll be your admin charge on your first payment. But you can divide the cost over, is it 2 payments or 3? It's 2 payments, so it gives you scope to spread that cost. But you can start creating instantly because you'll get everything delivered at the same time. Now, we do have other items on the show for you, and we've got some great demonstrations coming up as well. We have a happy hour deal for you that you might want to add to your basket. You can also divide the cost of this with your Flexi basket if you want to. So I think this will work tremendously well with your one-day special, or if you wanted to go for this individually, you can do as well. You've got the lovely Eiffel Tower on there, and you've also got, it looks like, could be fireworks, or you could possibly stamp that out in a green colour, and it could be foliage as well. You've got the beautiful flower on there, and you've also got your sentiments as well. So you've got today's pain becomes tomorrow's power. Do you know what? Isn't that true? Isn't that true? That is your happy hour deal. £8.99, 290520 is your item number. And that is already starting to go, but the price will be going back up at the top of the hour. But please grab that, put that into your basket. I think that's what lots of people are doing already. Now, we are very excited to see the cards and envelopes that we've got for you on the show. They're something a little bit different. They are quality as well, and you've got those beautiful colours in there. You know, when you receive an envelope, it's the start of the journey for somebody receiving your artwork or your cards. So you want it to be a little bit different. Don't forget, you can use your envelopes and you can actually emboss them as well. Do something a little bit different with them. You've got some great colours in here. So you've got your fuchsia, you've got 50 of those. £22.99, but of course in the club, £20.69. Add that to your one-day special. You divide the cost of that into 2 payments. So do go and have a look at those beautiful envelopes and cards, but we'll get that sorted for you, and you can add that to your baskets if you wish. Right, let's head back to Toni. Toni, should we have some demonstrations and see how we can bring these wonderful elements together?
Yes, Janice, I'll just show you these cards and envelopes, ladies and gentlemen, if that's okay. So you get some grey. We've got new ones. We have the grey, the teal and the pink. And in each collection, you get 25 6x8 and 25 7x7. They're really high quality, ladies and gentlemen. They have a heavy weight. They are a colour coat on the inside too, which is really wonderful. I love the colour on the inside as well. And then with the envelopes, you can't see through them. They're a good quality. They will go through your embossing folders beautifully, and they have the exquisite flap on there instead of the traditional point. So when you wet them, they don't go all crinkly. They are such a lovely, lovely, expensive sort of feel with your craft. So if you have those extra special people who you want to give something that means a little bit more than just, you know, a regular card and envelope, then this has totally got you covered. So you'll see from all of the samples in the show, we have teal, pink and grey, and you can see they've all been used throughout the whole of the show. They are really, really lovely. So 6x8, 7x7, 50 cards total, and you've got fuchsia, teal and grey. So you've got it totally covered with your sizes as well. So let's show you these wonderful embossing folders because they are so good. I'm really in love with these embossing folders, and I can team them up with anything else I've got going on in my stash as well. So I have a piece of paper from that lovely paper collection, and I have the Abbey. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to pop the Abbey onto this piece of paper here. Now, I only have my small machine. Let me just see. Let's see if this is going to fit through here. It isn't. Look, I need my A4 machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim it down. Just going to move it over. Make sure it gets that Abbey onto that tower. There we go, like so. And then I'm just going to tear this excess away. Super, super easy. Obviously, if you've got your A4 machine, you could do bigger cards. So let's grab our plates here. Now, you're going to be blown away with how wonderful these are because the detail is wonderful. So I'm going to pop the Abbey on here, and I'm going to pop my plate on top, and I'm just going to run this one through quite simply.
Now, Toni, because they're a 3D embossing folder, do we need to use any other plate combinations?
No, darling. When 3D is 3D, there are thousands of 3D embossing folders we've done. Last year, in 2023, we did nearly 400 embossing folders. Wow. I mean, where did that happen? Nearly 400 embossing folders. And 3D is 3D, and people do it incredibly well, including ourselves. But with high definition, people think, oh, do I need to swap out my plates? You don't. With high definition, you get up to 7 layers of detail, but it isn't all on the top, so you don't need extra plates. What it does is it puts definition on the front and on the back. So what that means for you is the deboss looks as incredible as the emboss.
Wow.
So let's just show you this. So you're not going to see much first. I'll try and tilt it forward a little bit. You might get the Abbey in there. You might, but I'm going to bring it to life in a second. I'll just tilt that forward. So we have the Abbey in the middle of that beautiful tower, but I'm going to bring it to life. So let's move this to one side a second. So what I'm going to do before I bring it to life is normally I swipe it with a white ink pad, which I am still going to do, but I'm going to add some more colour to this. So I'm just going to take a pink ink pad. Just going to get my Sure Grip mat so I don't make a noise on my mat. These are available on the website as well, ladies and gentlemen. These stop your ink pads moving around all over your table. Let me just grab a brush. So I'm just going to take some of the pink and I'm just going to get rid of some of the excess on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some pink to the background. It will bring this to life a little bit, but I'm not doing it to bring the embossed detail to life because I'm going to do that with my white. But I'm doing it just to add a little bit more detail to my lovely paper pad at the back. So I'm just adding a nice little pink hue across the corner. Just tap off that ink, that excess.
Toni,
I'm going to go right up the side.
Sorry, Toni, you know sometimes you can use like a light sanding paper or a sanding block. Could you do that over a 3D embossing folder and sort of like take it back that way?
Yeah, you can sand them back and what will happen is you'll get that lovely white core come through from your pattern papers. I would say just experiment with them. There are hundreds and hundreds of different techniques with embossing folders. So, you know, it is a piece of paper. If you ruin it, just get another piece and run it through again and just do it again. You know, don't put yourself under undue pressure with embossing folders because they're durable, they're inexpensive, they can be great workhorses to fill those voids in the backgrounds. These ones are focal points, but backgrounds, they are totally, totally awesome. So I have put that pink on there and you still can't really see my abbey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my white in here and I'm just going to hit this abbey with the white and bring my abbey to the front and push everything into the back. So I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. Now you'll quickly see the detail come to the front. And I keep tapping. And now we're ready to see my beautiful abbey. 1 second. Is it coming to life? Can we see him?
Yeah, it is. Wow. Yep. Oh, that looks great.
So it's just adding that little. I love embossing folders on pattern papers. They really, really do stand proud. So I'm just going to go a little bit lower, try and get it as. And I'm going to set this aside because that's not my card finish. So there we go. I'm really pleased with that. So let's move that to one side. And let's bring in our bride and groom. So I have the bride and groom and I have a piece of vellum. Now this has got a little bit of like a watercolour wash on here, but any vellum will do, plain vellum, patterned vellum, whatever you need. So I'm just going to pop this into here. I'm just going to get that bride and groom.
Now that one actually is one of the most popular ones individually, Toni.
Right, okay. Yeah, a lot of people asked me to do this one. I've just torn it away there. And I'm just going to run this one through this time.
Now, I've got a question for you, Toni, from a naive crafter when it comes to using embossing folders. When I've run it through, can I get maybe some ink and then emboss on, use embossing powder or glitter on the actual embossed image? Does that make sense?
Yes, darling. So let me just very quickly, because I am the lady who wears many hats and has many things to hand for you all. So let me just show you, if you ink up an embossing folder with a sticky ink and you run it through and then put your embossing powders on top, these are the types of results that you can get. So here is a sparkle. Can we see here?
Oh, wow. Oh, I love that.
So if you ink up your embossing folder with a sticky ink, run it through and then put your embossing powder on, then heat set it, you get these types of results. So total sparkle. And they're all totally different.
That looks amazing.
Whatever embossing powders you use. And I think sometimes having embossing folders really does make you dig out your stash. We buy all of this wonderful stuff, all of the wow powders, all of the paints, all of the pattern papers. Really going to make you pull all of those elements together and create some really lovely cards.
Do you know what, Toni? I've got some news for you. 70% of the happy hour has gone. We're really busy for the happy hour. If you do want to grab that now before it sells out, just to let you know, because you might be topping your one-day special into your basket now, you can put this in there and you can spread this on Flexi as well if you've got your Flexi open on your one-day special. Remember, you've got your first Flexi payment, your admin fee, and then you're all good to go. But your one-day special, add this to your basket. If you're going for this on its own, it's $8.99, $290-520 is your item number. That's your happy hour deal, but 70% of the stock has gone. Sorry to interrupt, Toni. I don't want anyone missing out on that.
It's okay, Janice. So that's the lamination. So those solid flowers you see in the top right-hand corner of the design, Janice has just shown you, is where you add the colour and then you stamp that within the Paris tower and you get that lovely floral going up the side of the tower. And the black, you can stamp the black tower and the black detail, giving the veins in the leaves and things like that. But Janice made a great point. Looks like fireworks. It could be anything you wanted it to be. But combined, if you just show the front of the packet, Janice, I think there's a sample on the front. There we go. So you can see the pink and the green and the black. It really does look like you've freehand painted some flowers up the side of the tower. That's lamination, so don't miss out on that one. It's rare we get lamination on a happy hour deal.
80% has now gone now, Toni.
I'm not surprised. So I'm going to just run the lady and gentleman through on the vellum. So this is where you really get some very soft designs, giving total sort of etiquette with your card making. So let's just show you this one. So I'll just tilt this one forward and hopefully you can see that lovely bride and groom, but I will bring it back with some white, but the detail is so soft. It looks like parchment work. Let's just see if it'll show on here. There we go. So you can see that lovely design on there as well. So you could absolutely put some detail in a gown. You could do matching suits. You could paper piece. I mean, that's a card in itself.
Yeah,
just grey on grey. And these lovely grey card blanks and envelopes, they're a lovely soft light dove grey as well. So if you're thinking, do you know what, I've never experimented with coloured card blanks and envelopes before, I'm usually just a white kind of girl or a black kind of girl when it comes to my bases for my cards. Well, obviously these are coloured, giving you a little bit more point of difference in your craft as well, because moving forwards we always want something new and something creative. So all I'm going to do now with this bride and groom is I'm just going to tear down the side, because I think it looks nice if it's torn, excuse me, and then down this side a little bit. And I'll show you on Karen's on my design team, because I'm totally in love with the one that Karen did with the vellum mix and the paper mix on there. So now I have the lovely bride and groom just sat on that piece of paper. Let's just make it, do you know, if I tried to do it straight, I couldn't cut off it. And I'm not trying to do it straight, and I'm doing it straight. It's typical, that, isn't it, Janet?
I nearly said if you put a score line on it, because it was so perfect.
Oh, I know. Typical, honestly. If somebody said do it straight, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So we have our lovely tower with the lovely abbey in the background, and then we have our lovely bride and groom just building over there. Now, I am just going to trim my card down, just down this side, just very slightly. I'm just going to bring in my cutter here, take a little bit of the size off, not very much, but enough just to get rid of the bulk of the card here. And then we'll stick this together. So I'm just going to use a tape pen. So I have the lovely Abbey. You know, we could make this a little bit more whiter with our ink pad. So don't be afraid to play. But look at the deboss.
It is extraordinary.
Equally as beautiful.
Yeah.
Equally as beautiful. If you did these on wood grains or stone effect papers, which we've brought to you, this would look so, so cool.
I think if you put together a design on one side, Toni, like you say, if you're not happy with it, just turn the piece of paper over, because the deboss is fantastic. You can still do something with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the fact that HD 3D gives you choices and options. So I'm just going to pop this down the side here. Just when you come to tape your vellum down, don't use a wet glue, because you can see through. Always use like a tape runner, because you can't really see that. So I'm just going to go on here like so. I have my lovely bride and groom.
A couple of faux brads would look nice on that, Toni.
They totally would. That's very true. And then I am inspired by your strength is the sentiment I have. So I've tried to keep it away from the marriage sort of element of it. So let's go here. And there we go. Super, super simple. But let me show you a card where same situation what Karen's done, where she's built it in with some florals from our embossing. So if I tilt those forward, look how beautiful they are. They really look like parchment work, I feel. I think they're really romantic, really beautiful.
Yeah, do you know what, Toni? They're absolutely gorgeous. What I love about them as well are the colours that you've got with the papers. They're so inspiring. They're not too strong, very subtle, beautiful pastel colours. Right. Individually, this one is really, really busy. It's already sold out once and we've restocked it. That's how busy we are. 613345, but it's already going. £10.79. The next one is the Abbey. Absolutely love this. Doesn't have to be anything to do with weddings at all. This could be quite gothic, actually. Something heading towards, you know, Halloween in that particular style, as well as being something quite pastel. £10.79. That's your Abbey. Also very busy. 236900 is your item number. Remember, the embossed and the debossed are absolutely terrific on these. Now, your next individual, great for Father's Day, great for, you know, those strong strength cards that you want to make as well, because it's a good strong image, isn't it? 523476 is your item number, £10.79. That's Jasper. Now, you're invited, yes you are, you're invited to the party here at Create and Craft. I love this one. You've got a lot of scope with here. The good idea about doing a little sketch in the middle there, wouldn't that look absolutely beautiful? Could be a photo, could be a little mini menu or a date, for example, of a special occasion. £10.79, 788260 is your item number for your invited. Life is a cabaret. Old chum. This is a fabulous one. Again, doesn't have to mean wedding. It could mean anything. Turn that the other way and you've got two vases or two pillows, or pillars, should I say. 299188, your item number, £10.79 for cabaret. Your family gathering. We've had lots of those over the Christmas period, haven't we? And if you didn't, well done. 254284 is your item number. I like this one. I really, really do. Some beautiful detail. This could be for an anniversary party. It could be for a wedding. Just could be a gathering. £10.79. 254284 is your item number. Now, your one-day special, you get all of those embossing folders and you get the beautiful papers, all of those with your 21 papers. You've got 7 designs, 21 pages, and they're 200 GSM, and they're not coated either, so you can do some lots of really cool work. I love this one. You see how the light just dapples through, and Tony's quite right. When you look at these, you can imagine yourself in those scenes. You really can, and that then inspires your creativity. £62.96. You're saving £19 as a club member. It is available on a flexi. You can divide the cost over 2 payments. So your first payment will come out today alongside your postage and packaging and your admin fee for flexi. 023535 is your item number. This price will be going back up at 3 o'clock today. Yes, it will. So that price will be heading back up. Have a look at the individuals. If it's the individuals you want, the paper pad is only available in the one-day special. So if you do want to get hold of that, it's a good idea to grab your one-day special now. Now, your happy hour, I've got news for you. It's sold out. It's gone and sold out, I'm afraid. So I can't really show you that anymore because it's gone and sold out. I told you it would. Right. We have got some beautiful glitter for you, and this is going to look amazing. That's why I asked the question about being able to use glitter or embossing powder on your embossing folders or alongside them. Yes, you can. And this is beautiful. If I just pick this up to show you, there you go. Look at how that glistens. £6.29, 848259 is your item number. You get a whole pot with that. £6.29 is your item number for that. Now, we also have your mount bundle. By that, I mean, these are your card toppers, or you can actually use them for anything you like. You could make a little booklet, punch some holes in, use a bit of twine. You could make a nice little booklet, like a memory booklet, and put all kinds of different memories in there. You've got some beautiful designs in here and lovely colours as well. You've got 80 sheets in total. These are your 5 creative mount packs, £31.46. So some beautiful designs in there that's going to truly inspire you. And it's always good, isn't it, to have the different sizes and different measurements as well to go alongside all kinds of different cards that you want to go for. So you've got some lovely winter scenes in there. You've got some beautiful floral scenes. I love the watercolour scenes as well in the changing seasons alongside your beautiful florals. Aren't they lovely? These are all the ones that I wish I'd have painted but didn't, but they are absolutely stunning and beautiful. £31.46, 365102 is your item number. And don't forget, you can stamp on these, you can emboss on these as well. They're absolutely fabulous. Now, we do have some watercolour paper pads for you. These come as a duo, and these are absolutely gorgeous. Again, these are the ones that I wish I'd have painted at home. We've got some beautiful colours in here and different effects as well. Look at that. So something like this, you could use landscape or portrait, and you've got all the different colours to work with. So you've got in each pack 24 sheets, and they're 200 GSM as well, so they're a good weight to work with. You've got some nice white areas on there as well. I mean, imagine that with just a simple quote on there or something would look lovely, maybe on a black banner with a border on there, beautiful. And then you've got your other pad, which is just here. Love this one as well, a little bit more depth and detail in there because the background, you've got that lovely vintage vibe to it. £14, love that, look at that. £14.39. That gets you both of those pads. It is a terrific deal. And again, if you want to add that to your one-day special, you can divide the cost of that on Flexi, saving £3.60 for that. 608 115 is your item number. Right, your cards and envelopes. We're so busy for these. I think it's something that's different for you, and it's quality as well. So you've got grey, you've got fuchsia, and you've got grey, you've got fuchsia, and you've got teal as well. 314964 is your item number. That's your cardstock and your envelopes, the same colours. There's nothing stopping you from buying a couple of those colours and mixing them, having a grey card in a fuchsia envelope. Why not? You can do that. You get 50 in total, so you get 25 envelopes and you get 25 cards. 314964 is your item number. Incredible value for money, £20.69 in the club. Right, shall we head back to our lovely Toni? Toni, where are you Skyping from in the country?
So we're in Wakefield, and this is the How to Craft Network, where we do lots of inspirational content. All of those QR codes that you all scan daily is me stood in here, half pyjama, half posh, giving you inspirational content for all the products that you buy. So 1,449 videos for the last 12 years.
Wow, that's a lot of pyjama pants. Do you have your pyjamas on today, Toni?
Oh, no, I've got trousers on today. This is live. You've just got to be careful, because I never know if, Janice, you're going to say to me, can you just step out and just show us? I'm like, oh.
Well, I did want to flash you PJs, but never mind. Right, what are we going to have a look at now, Toni?
So I just thought I'd just quickly show you the teal ones. So although we've touched on the grey ones because they are fabulous, and in grey is a great starting point if you're going to step into the realms of coloured card blanks and envelopes. But these are the teal ones now. It's not an ugly teal. It's a beautiful teal with a slight blue undertone. So it's that traditional teal with that exquisite flap on there. They are coloured on the inside as well. So if you are wanting to give that extra special card to somebody where you can't see through the envelope, because there is a price point for everyone. It's nice to have light and shade on the channel and you have affordability, but sometimes it really is nice to have something that feels and looks a little bit more like you've put a little bit more thought into it. So you have your envelopes and then your card blanks, which you get 25 of the square and 25 of the 6x8 as well. Now you're probably thinking, why have you done 6x8, Toni? Because normally we do 5x7. We do 5x7 mounts, the painted mounts, which Janice has just talked you through there. And I do not want to give you a card blank where you have to cut some of the design away with our mounts. So I've gone 6x8. If you want to cut them down, it's better to go big and cut down than to have to cut into the imagery. So you have the teal, which is wonderful. Maybe 2024, you're going to step into the realms of colour and swap out those traditional white cards and envelopes for maybe some bright and breezy colours. And then we have the beautiful fuchsia, which is coloured on the inside as well. They're a good weight. They go through your embossing folders. And again, that wonderful envelope as well. There is an envelope. Is there one in here? Yes, there is. And again, you get the wonderful flap on there as well. So I've got you covered with your square cards, and I've totally got you covered for your rectangle cards as well. And they're on at a good price today, guys. So teal, fuchsia, and dove grey.
Well done. They are beautiful and great quality as well. And don't forget, you can use your embossing folders on them as well to give that little bit of difference. We're getting really busy for these. We really, really are. 028951. Remember, we've got the fuchsia, we've got the grey, the dove grey, it's beautiful, and the teal. Why not treat yourself to a couple of different colours and mix and match? Because you can do. Just do something a little bit different. Right, back to Toni. Oh, let's have a look at the Foreign Romance, that one-day special. We're really busy for this. 35% of the stock has gone. The price is going back up at 3 o'clock today. It's such an incredible deal. It's almost like you're getting either the one embossing folder for free or the paper pad for free. Great deal for you. You can divide the costs on Flexi. You've got your first payment today of £31.48 plus your admin fee, and then we'll get everything sent out to you, and then we'll take a next payment in a month's time. We have had an email, Tony, if I may read this out to you, if that's okay. This is from Debbie in North Yorkshire, so up your way. Hi, Tony and Janice. Just to say to Tony how much I enjoyed the Stamps by Me Advent Calendar. Quality products, great fun opening each day. And number 25 was a very nice surprise. Love your products. And that comes from Debbie. Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Debbie.
Oh, Janice, I have had so many wonderful messages about our Advent calendar. Oh, I've been actually overwhelmed by it. And we've already created our 2024 Advent calendar, but it's also inspired me to do other things as well. So thank you so much. I'm chuffed to death that you all loved it as much as I did. I was a little bit nervous because it's the first time and I've not actually seen an Advent calendar, craft Advent calendar, quite like the one that we brought you this year. So hopefully it's the future.
Oh, well done. Well done, Tony. And thank you for your email, Debbie. Right, back to you, Tony.
Thank you. So in this demo, I'm going to use two. I'm going to use Jasper and I'm going to use that beautiful frame on there. So yesterday we did the frame and I showed you how to sort of 3D the frame and make it just look classic in design, but I'm going to change it up today. So I have two pieces of pink. I am using the square dove grey cards on this one. I really want this to be a really gorgeous card. And that was the square one actually I used for when we did our Abbey as well yesterday. So you can see they are my go-to card blanks and envelope. Everybody's special in my world, so they all get a nice expensive card and envelope. So square one. Then we have our patterned paper, which I've cut from the paper pad, which is in the collection as well, which is a great storytelling collection. Then we have Jasper and we have the frame. So I'm going to put Jasper on the front this time, and he's going to be off to the side. So I'm just going to pop the pink cardstock in here. He's just going to lose his feet a little bit because I have a plan. And I'm just going to pop him off to the right here. Now, he does have shoes on. He's not in his PJs. We're all right.
Tony, I have seen some people spritz their paper before they put it in an embossing folder. Is there any advantage to that? Spritz it with water, should I say? Oh, Tony's just left us for a moment. But yes, sometimes you could spritz. Let me show you, whilst we get Tony back, this sample, because this is the embossing folder that Tony is actually using. And I really like this idea. And I know we've had lots of different ticker tape style books. You can even make your own and you can put them inside that frame. This is really nice because you've got that abstract background, and then you've got that white flick just to highlight the detail. But this is embossed and this is absolutely beautiful, and a great way of utilising that card, which is nice. Now you've got that black surround as well that really highlights the actual sentiment that's in the middle of that frame. If you want to buy this individually, I do believe it's still available. We'll put the details on the screen, because if you want this one individually, you can do. And here are your details: 788 260 1199. If you're in the club, of course, £10.79. We'll try and head back to our Toni. Do we have Toni? Is she back with us on our tech? Hello, Wakefield. Oh, it's like the Eurovision. Hello, Wakefield. Can we have your scores? Right, still have a little bit of difficulty. Maybe some of the water's got into the into the workings, but hopefully not. We'll get Toni back as soon as we can. Now, you have found this online that we want to tell you about. This is beautiful. It really is. So cute, isn't it? £26.99. You've got 26 pieces in this pack. So you've got your scratch and reveal stamp set. 855772 is your item number. Now, do you fancy a holiday? Do you know what I do? I'm trying to get away myself at the moment. Find a holiday. It's so difficult, only because I can't make my mind up. You don't have to make your mind up with this one, because this is what you're getting. £26.99. You've got 70 stickers in all and 29 stamps. 909982 is your item number. I love that with the photography and the flash. That's what noise that flash makes. There you go. Just thought I'd do that. This is the one-day special. 40% of the stock has now gone. This is a great deal because as we're heading into 2024, I'm sure there's going to be lots of different occasions that are going to be coming your way with your friends and your family. Maybe you're making to sell. You can do that. The angel policy is you can make and you can sell. So if you've got a special occasion coming up, like a wedding or an anniversary or engagement, or just a get together or a retirement, for example, you can use these embossing folders. That one there with the Abbey can also be used as a Gothic Abbey as well. Think of all the different effects that you'd be able to use with that. Or maybe it could be like a palace for a princess. Maybe you've got some dies that look like princess carriages or prince's carriages. You could use it in such a way. Or if we've got another special occasion coming up here in the UK, it kind of fits in with that. I love the paintboard. I think that's great on the easel. You've also got the cabaret, the curtains as well. And you've got Jasper. You've got something for all occasions. And with the samples that we've got as well, they look absolutely terrific. You don't need to have a lot of ink in the background. You could be using your papers that you've got that are already made up. For example, the papers here on the one-day special with a little bit of ink on the bottom. Isn't that effective? With just a thank you on there. How wonderful is that? This one is embossed on white. So again, how beautiful is that? You can see the detail just there. And this is the embossing folder on vellum. Absolutely stunning and beautiful. £62.96. That's the price for your one-day special. If you are in the club, you can, of course, split the price on Flexi as well, with your admin fee being on your first Flexi payment. Right, we're going to head back to Toni in a few moments' time, but let's take a look at what else we do here on Create and Craft.
Look out for these fantastic promotions only at Create and Craft. Our one-day special is our special product of the day, which launches every day at 6 p.m, with your last chance to buy from 2 p.m. every day. Our new and exclusive launches Monday to Thursday at 4 p.m, where you'll find products and offers not available anywhere else. Our pick of the week launches every Monday at 9 a.m. Then, taking you into the weekend is our Weekender, which launches every Friday at 4 p.m. But that's not all. There's also our Blockbusters. But you'll need to get in quick, because when they're gone, they're gone. And finally, our monthly mega deal, which lasts all month, or while stocks last. Create and Craft, bringing you deals galore.
Yes, we certainly do. Right, we're having a few issues with our lovely Toni, but we will get back to her as soon as possible. That's what Skype, that's what communication is all about. Get your emails in, though, because we can put the emails to Toni when we get her back, and it's studio@createandcraft.com. Maybe tell us about the weather in your area, what's going on. I do hope you're all safe and well, by the way, because it has caused quite a lot of disruption. But anyway, let's talk about craft, because that's what it's all about today. And let's talk about the deal that we've got for you. These are your mounts. These are lovely. So let's take you through these. This is your floral art. And you've got a chance, because they're uncoated, you've got a chance to stamp on here, put your gesso on here, even put them through your embossing folders as well. You've got your floral designs. They are 300 GSM, so they make a really nice topper. We've got lots of different designs in there for you. So you've got your beautiful rose. That's a nice one. So it gives you a lot of scope, maybe just... Actually, this would be nice with just a sentiment on. Maybe do some watercolouring on there. That's a good idea. Maybe with your pens as well. So beautiful designs in your florals, which is really nice. So that's your floral art. That's part of the collection. Let me pop this back for you. Let's pick up another one to have a look at. This one is your changing seasons. Now, this is the one I wish I'd have painted. Now, in the industry, this is called padding, because we're just filling until we can get our Toni back. But in all seriousness, look at this. This is beautiful, isn't it, with the trees? Let's have a look at this in more detail. Let's have a look at this person here walking through the wet. So it's probably not a great thing to show you. But we've got the different scenes in here. Oh, now look at that. That is beautiful. I took a photo like that. Not the same, but isn't that lovely? With the reflection of the trees. And trees are so important. Trees always lose their leaves, don't they? But they all come back in the spring because they have the strength. Look at that. Oh, no, it's that way, isn't it? Just on the edge of a cliff. Beautiful. So that is your changing seasons, alongside all of the rest that you're getting in that complete collection. 80 in total, £31.46. We're actually getting really busy for those now. Right, let's head back to Toni. She's back. Hi, Toni.
Sorry about that. I just had to pop for some breakfast. I got a little bit hungry.
Oh, what did you have?
I'm always joking. I'm always joking. So I was doing the demonstration with the easel and Jasper, but now that you've touched on those mounts, they were actually created to make cards, like you say, Janice, just instant cards. You pop a sentiment on them if you want to. But what's happened is because they're 300 GSM, they carry water really well. So many people use them with our embossing folders. And let me just show you, these are using those wonderful mounts. This is the Abbey. Look at the detail in the back from running the Abbey through on the detail. It looks like there's a burst of flowers coming from the back there as well. And the one that you picked up with that lovely changing of the seasons has sold out twice since we brought it to air.
Has it?
And this is the final chance to get those. I know a lot of people topped up on them yesterday. So I'm just going to continue to run Jasper through on this pink cardstock. Hopefully we'll get this demo done. Super, super easy. So now I've got Jasper off to the right here. So you can see him there on that pink cardstock. It's so lovely. It's like a line art detail. And then on the inside, I'm going to do the wonderful easel. So where is the easel? And what we're going to do is, the easel is wonderful if you want to write a personal message inside, you want to pop a photo. And here is a card that I did yesterday where I cut some of the paper with the window and I popped it inside the gilded frame. So how simple but beautiful is that if you wanted to create a really simple design? This would be beautiful for you, Janice, because I know you're into your painting.
Oh, I love
so
that.
this would be very fitting for you.
And did you you've cut out the frame, haven't you?
So
and you've
the
put
pink
that on
one,
the card.
I did. And then I gilded it with some gold gilding wax to make it look really ornate.
Love it.
So then I've got my easel here. So I'm just going to pop the easel on here and we'll run this one through.
In fact, Toni, you could cut out several of those frames. You could have like all pictures of the family, like a family tree.
Yeah, or you could have table names or numbers or the scratch and reveal, which is in the show. You could do a hidden message, put the circle scratch and reveal sticker on top, scratch it away, what's going to be underneath. So cool. So let's just get this one out of here. So this is, look at that. This is that wonderful easel on there as well. The detail is absolutely stunning. So let's put our card together quite simply. So we have Jasper and the easel, but you could have chosen Abbey or the family gathering or cabaret, the curtains. Let's build a card. So I have one of those wonderful card blanks, the dove grey. If you're thinking about stepping into colour, but you're still not sure, get the grey set. And I'm certain that when you've got the grey set home, you'll love the quality, you'll love the envelopes, you'll come back for the other colours that we provide. We also do white and cream, which is also available on the website as well, so check those out. And I think it's sometimes nice to have a beautiful envelope that screams, this has been given to you with some thought, you are extra special to me. It is really like a shop bought card. So let's just pop this on here. Like so. And then I have a mini little grey one here, and I'm just going to stick this in the centre.
That grey works really well with the paper colours, doesn't it?
It really does. You know, Janice, grey works with every colour. Grey. So if you're ever going to team anything up with a colour, predominantly most people do black, and that makes the colour pop. But to match and suit, grey is always going to work. So don't be fearful of grey. So here we have Jasper, and I'm going to pop Jasper on the front. And I'm not going to colour him up. I'm just going to leave it as a touch, as like an embossed touch. And then I'm going to open the card that's on the card. So already I have a card, which has a card on the front. And inside the card on the front is where we can write our message. We can say you are invited. So this would make a great wedding invitation or 60th wedding anniversary. Anything you wanted it to be inside here. And then on the front, because I have that nasty line from my embossing folder, I'm going to hide that. So I have a tab here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this on top of here.
I was just looking at Jasper then.
So just keep it in theme.
Toni, I was just looking at Jasper. If you
Pop
wanted...
this up here. So this was just an offcut from the paper to get it on my card blank, like so. And then I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to create a nice little tab just to create some interest on my card. And then I'm going to take a sticky pad.
Toni, I've had an idea.
And we're going to stick. Okay, that was your idea.
My idea was, with Jasper, you could have Jasper and then another Jasper facing him, because you could use the deboss as well as the emboss.
All right, smart pants, calm down.
I had to get that in. I had to get that in.
And then she had to get in. It's a good shout, actually, Janice. I'll not take credit away. It's a good shout. I'll steal it from a 2 p.m. show.
Okay.
So here's the word fabulous.
Well, it's me as well, Toni, so I'll just say it again.
Oh, no. And then we have fabulous here, and you could do, let's do fabulous down the side. Look at this one here. So now we have Jasper on the front of the card. So I'll just pop this one. Oh, I've stuck it on upside down. Janice, that's your fault. You wanted credit for that. Now you're getting credit for me doing an upside down card. Let's pretend. So here we... And then inside we have a card in a card, which could have a gift, a wedding invitation, a date, a time, a picture of the family to say you're invited to our incredible day. I'm gutted because these cards are so lovely that when you make a mistake like this, you're like, oh.
It's never a mistake. It's just a happy accident. That's all it is. And I'm sure you can always sell it as Jasper being Houdini and he's upside down trying to get out of all the chains. You never know. Right. Hopefully we might get another demo from our Toni before the end of the show. We'll be able to have a look at some of the samples. Now, 45% of the stock has now gone of your one-day special. These papers are beautiful. These are your starting point. Have a look at the papers, lay them out in front of you, and have a look at all the different scenes that you've got there to inspire you. You can use these, or you can use papers that you've already got. This is just being used with white paper. Isn't that gorgeous? This is using the couple and the cabaret. So you've got the curtains there, which looks absolutely gorgeous. Here's Jasper. I like this with the ink at the bottom as well, just to draw that in. This is one of the papers, by the way, with the ink at the bottom, which is absolutely gorgeous. Here's the frame. This is my favourite. And you saw there a great example from Toni where she cut out the frame, put a little bit of gilding wax on there as well. So you've got that element to use as well, maybe for some of your mixed media pieces. Here's Jasper again with that lovely blue in the background, so you can jazz it up or you can mix it up with some of the elements that you already have in your stash. But the papers themselves, with all of those beautiful pinks and the greys in there, will work really well with the Dove Grey envelopes that we've got and the cardstock on the show. So you might want to pop that into your basket as you're checking out your one-day special. Love the dapple light through there. And yes, I can really imagine myself walking along that street, maybe early in the morning. A beautiful design. That's the one that Toni used again in her particular design. Now, stock-wise, for your one-day special, approaching half the stock gone already. It's starting to move very, very quickly. Now, we do have another live show at 2 o'clock today, but the price is going back up. You see, you've got a saving there of £19. That's when you're in the club. Now, your flexi payment is £31.48. Pay that plus your P&P. There's an admin fee for your flexi, and then that's it. Then we'll take your other payments a month later, but we'll send everything out at the same time. And then you can start making and creating, and you can use this to make to sell as well. Right, let's head back to our Toni. We've only got a few moments left, Toni, but what would you like to show us?
So you have options, and I just want to show you a couple of options in relation to these wonderful embossing folders. So 2 days ago, we did another one-day special where we brought you these wonderful sort of chevron designs and hearts and butterflies, if you remember. I just want to show you that if you want to do clean and simple with your embossing folders, so here's one that we just painted and cut out yesterday, how beautifully they build in to your stash. If you want to build them into flowers, look at that, how, you know, the detail. If you got our lovely collection from the other day, how it all works. And when we're building our collections, I always give thought about what we've already brought to you and how you can utilise and build it within as well, because you do spend a lot of money with Stamps by Me, so I want it to work for you. But in the show, you do have those mounts Now, these mounts are awesome, and we've been running them through our embossing folders, but let me show you, if you take one of the mounts, these are my favourites, the changing of the seasons, and you get a ton of different designs. Now, once these have gone, you have the whole stock of these that are left. I'm not doing any more. We have new designs coming. So you get the trees and just the suggestions. They're absolutely incredible. But let me show you how just changing out. Let me just get my back layer on here for you very quickly, because I know we're running out of time. What's happened to everybody is everybody just got out of bed. You know, it's gone crazy at the last minute. So pretend this is our card. Look how wonderful the bride and groom looks with that scene setting in the background. And this is you creating that wonderful story. I mean, this lady and gentleman in the bride and groom's blue, let's just pretend they're in just an embossed white. Look at that.
Oh, that's
That
nice.
looks like one of those Photoshop images of a real bride and groom where they've got the splash of the colour in the background as well, doesn't it? Yeah. Let's just swap out some of the designs. We have some very autumn designs as well. So these are the changing of the look at that, changing of the seasons. But let me just very quickly show you the floral ones too. So let's pop one of these on here, because they are the same size, just to show you how they're not just card toppers. They're really not. They go so much above and beyond as well. So they just work. We've got a ton of these coming in 2024 as well for you all. So I know how much you all really, really love them there. So look at that one. So shall we put a quick card together really quickly? I'm going to go with that one that
we've got a minute and a half. We've got a minute and a half, Toni. So this is going to be your speed crafting.
I'm good. I don't need a minute and a half. Listen, I do craft challenges where I have to make a card in less than a minute. So you can imagine how speedy I am. So this goes on here like so. So we have that wonderful blue background. Let's pop our lady and gentleman on there, and then let's pop our sentiment on there that says you have totally got this.
That is absolutely fantastic. Toni, a huge thank you. We'll be seeing you again at 2 o'clock today. So if you do want to just relax now and put your gym jams back on, you're more than welcome to do so.
Thank you. See you later.
See you later. Toni's right. Maybe you have all just got out of bed because we've just suddenly got really, really busy. I think you've been watching the show, you've been watching the inspirations, watching the demonstrations, and also having a look at the individuals on the website and then thinking, do you know what? I just want them all. That's where you're making that great saving in the club of £19. Half the stock has now gone. Remember, you're getting your paper pack included in your one-day special and all 6 of your embossing folders. Can't wait to see what you guys do with these when you get them home. We're back at 2 o'clock today. Toni will be here with more demonstrations as well. If there's anything you want to see more of or any questions you have, you can always email in the show, and it's studio@createandcraft.com. But please don't delay in getting your one-day special. You've got the individuals if you want to go. And don't forget those coloured card and envelopes as well. They're